Now we have the big ones here, right?
Absolutely. We are so excited about this line. GIBSON Acoustic Custom Shop and the Custom Historic Series. We took our most famous guitars, and from the specific year that they changed music, everything that we do now is because of these guitars behind us, what they made us.
Absolutely. Yep.
The first full-size guitar that Gibson made was in 1934, and it was called the Jumbo. We've recreated that guitar right here. Just a beautiful instrument. It's super deep, so it has a throatiness and a mid-range that you just don't get out of other guitars. The neck profile is perfect, just like the originals. All of these guitars have thermally aged tops. What they are is, to put it simply, they bake them to make them be like an old piece of wood. Makes the guitar lighter, makes the guitar respond.
The lacquering looks old.
Lacquer looks old. We do thin lacquer on these because nitrocellulose lacquer over time will get thinner and thinner and thinner. That's why those old guitars have that look. We thought, why don't we just make it thinner from the start? So instead of 9 coats, we only put 4 coats of lacquer on these, and you can feel it in the weight, you can hear it in the sound. They're just open and alive, and this whole lineup is just fun. I mean, starting in the 30s, going through 1939. Go ahead, that's fine. 1936, 1939, 1939, 1942 wartime banner guitars.
This one's pretty.
Oh, this is a pre-war J200. One of the first J200s we made. It's rosewood. The detailing that they did back in the day was just spectacular. The old school logo, the tuners, just a fun representation of a vintage guitar. Through the 40s, then we moved on up into the 50s where we have our period corrected J185s from 1952. We're doing some J200s from 1957, and some Hummingbirds from the early 60s. So we'll be making them 2 ways, with the adjustable bridge or with the standard bridge. So people that want either way, they're available.
Let's see the J45 here. It's my favorite.
There you go.
Yeah.
Again, period correct to 1942. Just incredibly light. And, they're braced lightly, again, with the lack of heavy coats of lacquer, period correct tuners, all the hardware, everything. These are even going to come in cases from the era, period correct cases. So it's a wonderful package. We're just having so much fun doing these.
Wow.
Yeah, new from the custom shop in Bozeman, Montana. So you got your J185s in both colors.
Let's go to the Hummingbird then.
Okay. The Hummingbirds from 1960. Again, just a throwback with the proper hardware, the proper dimensions. The color is spot on. And the pickguard is actually made in the original mold from the Kalamazoo factory. We found it, refurbished it. And so the pickguards from the 60s were actually made in the same mold that makes this pickguard. And again, the Hummingbirds, we have 2 versions. That's okay. Either you can see the bridges are different on these. Some people like the old style adjustable bridges. Some people like just a standard bridge, so we're giving people the options on this guitar, which is kind of fun. So from the 60s, this whole lineup is just spot on. It's incredible. And these guitars, again, are just built by the greatest guitar builders in the world, GIBSON Acoustic in Bozeman, Montana.
Gibson's back.
GIBSON is back. It's better than it's
Such a
ever
good
been.
feeling, yeah, totally.
It is. I hear it all day, every day. That, man, you guys, what you're doing right now, it's so consistent and so wonderful. And
that's the truth.
And you look at everybody that works for GIBSON, and everyone's smiling. Everyone's happy.